Hey everyone, Karen Smith, and I'm here to talk to you about push-ups. And why are we talking about push-ups? Because you can take your body everywhere you go. So there's no excuse on why you can't get in a workout. And push-ups have great carryover for strength for a lot of other skills. So if you've been saying you can't do push-ups or you don't have time to work out, I'm here to change your mind. So first, if you are saying you can't do them, let's figure out why. So we're going to talk about the setup, we're going to talk about how to regress the push-ups into a nice solid plank so that you build a solid foundation before you start moving. And there's a couple different ways to do that, and I'm also going to talk to you about the different variations. So let's start at the easiest position for anyone, and that would be at the wall. Now, the setup at the wall is a little bit different because of your wrist and the angle of the wall. So what I want you to do is start standing at the wall, feet against the wall, and bring your hands right underneath your chest. This is going to be a great position for most people to start. So hands at the chest, elbows in. So no chicken wings. We're going to push those elbows back to our rib cage, and then we're going to step back and straighten our arms. So this is the place for you to start doing push-ups if you cannot do them on the ground or in a different elevation. So from here, you're going to inhale through your nose, and you're going to row yourself to the wall. So pulling yourself to the wall, keeping your elbows in nice and tight. You can pause at the bottom, or maybe this is your plank hold so that you can get really strong here, and then push back away. Pull back to the wall and push away. So while you're doing that, you're pushing through your feet and you're pulling yourself to the wall and then pressing back away. When you press away, I want you to think about corkscrewing the shoulder, almost as if you're trying to move your hands on the wall, but you don't move them. But that movement or that visualization is going to give you tension in your lats and keep everything nice and tight. So once you move on from the wall, you can move to other variations. Maybe you go to your kitchen counter, you go to your desk, then you eventually move down to a bench. Pretty much the same thing. You're still going to have that nice solid setup. You're going to widen your feet out. That's a place to start. Later you can go narrow as you get stronger. Then you're going to make sure that your shoulders are stacked over your wrist. So here, shoulders over wrist. Again, I'm going to row, keeping my body tight, down to the bench, keeping my elbows in really solid, and press away. Now, before we go on to the floor and different variations, some of you are probably asking, well, I've been told to do push-ups out here. Why wouldn't I do them here? Why wouldn't I be on my knees? I'm not saying you can't do push-ups out here, but in most cases they're done improper. So we'll talk about that technique. But the tricep push-ups, why those are one of my favorites is because most women want nice solid triceps. We don't want to wave and have everything keep moving. So why not work that at the same time? It would be really efficient. Now, for the position on the ground, if you want to go wide, or why not on your knees? If you're going wide, here's the problem I see most of the time. So people will place their hands out at this 90-degree angle, and they'll try to come here. So if you're going to do that, this is about the most range of motion you would have. You would stay at the nice 90 degrees. But what normally happens is people put their hands too narrow, and then when they come down to the ground, their elbows go out way past their wrist. What I like to think about when I have people fix that is you don't want to squat and have your knees go way out over your toes, because that's not a strong place. So why would you want this strong foundation here and send that elbow way out past your wrist at an angle that it doesn't just naturally move? So if you're going to go wide, my recommendation is to have your arms still go back at a 45, because this is a natural movement, a natural bend of your arm. So if you were to see that from the side, rather than go here, I would want you to go here. Okay? But again, my favorite is the tricep push-up. So nice and narrow, keeping your body tight, row your elbows to your sides, and press back up. The next question is, well, why not just go on my knees? The difference with the knees versus a bench or some other elevation that's appropriate for your strength is when you're on your knees, they can be done wrong as well, or you lose the tension. You're not using your whole body, so it can be soft. So I want you to recruit more muscles by having your feet down on the ground and pushing through your feet versus just being soft on your knees. So if you're going to be on the knees, I will show you how they should look if you just insist on being there. But I really recommend an elevation because I think you're going to get stronger quicker by doing so. But if you're here on your knees, what we see a lot is this, which is not going to get you very strong. You can still row and push back up. But like I mentioned, I highly, highly recommend an elevation where you can use your whole body and recruit more muscles and get stronger faster. So again, planks are fine, hold them tight, and then you can start moving into your push-up. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you own every position of your push-up. So there may be spots where you find a weak link and you want to strengthen that so that becomes your new plank, which would look like this. So maybe when I start to get to the bottom of my push-up, I fall out. I don't have the strength to come back out of that. So what I would do is find that position just shy of where I fall, and that becomes my new plank. So I just hang out there. Or maybe I go ahead and relax and I start working the bottom position. Only pushing to that sticking point. Okay? So, there's lots of things you guys can do with push-ups. So we're going to start here, and I'll come back to you with an article number 2 on how to advance to one arm. Hope you guys enjoy.